What is good? What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Muthana. And right before we start the show, I gotta tell y'all a little bit of something. I want to shout out our Patreon, shout out to all our patrons, every single one of them. Shout out to everyone here who's helping us support us the last about year and a half. We appreciate all your extra support, as well as make sure to like and subscribe on this channel. We're at 80 subscribers currently, trying to get to 100. So make sure to like and subscribe, as well as turn on that notification button to get all the alerts to our videos. So make sure to watch it there. And one more thing, if you do want to join the Patreon, go to the patreon.com/LGR_network. So there's that as well. So make sure to go to patreon.com/LGR_network to be a little bit more extra in your support. And we appreciate you so much. We appreciate everybody's support, from the patrons to the subscribers. We appreciate you all. We appreciate everything you guys do for us. So again, thank you so much, and let's have a wonderful show. Me, Caleb, are gonna break down the Super Bowl, Eagles, Chiefs. I mean, the big game, Eagles, Chiefs. So see y'all in a bit. Once again, what is good? What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to a special edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals. We didn't have an episode last week on Monday, 3 o'clock, because today is going to be a big day of Let's Good Friends, Better Rivals coverage of the Super Bowl. First is our pregame show. Next is our Super Bowl watch along. And lastly, it is our post-game show with our friends from Ravens Online on Gatekeepers, as well as Let's Get Lunch Break Hot Tag. We're going to multi-stream the post-game show, as well as a special guest appearance from one of our betting experts, Mr. Derek Weatherly, D-Weezy himself. Kim and Caleb will break down all the bets that hit, didn't hit. Did you get your money? Did you not get your money? But before that, it is a pregame show. I am your host, Ferris Muthana, and I am with my main man, Caleb. Caleb, how are you, my man?
What's up, man? I'm doing good, man. Chilling. Not too excited about the Super Bowl, but it is what it is.
Yes,
I'm gonna watch anyways because the show.
Completely understand why you're not that excited. Because guess what? You know how hard it was actually taking my fan brain out and actually trying to analyze this game and realizing that the Eagles can win this game, and they have a prior, like an easy, like they have not an easy path, but they have a proven path to win, and it disgusts me, Caleb. It disgusts me. But before we break down our disgust, I just want to point out we pinned the Streamlabs comment up there. If you guys want to donate, have your question answered right away, donate right there at streamlabs.com/LGR_network. Your question will pop up. We got a little notification icon. It will pop up. So good. So make sure to get that. But yeah, Caleb, let's break it down. Your keys to victory for the Chiefs first. Let's start with the Chiefs. How do you think the Chiefs are going to win? And then I'll break down why I think the Chiefs. How do you think they're going to win?
They got to stop their run game at first. They're very good at that. They have been good at that. They're a top 10 rushing defense in the league. If they just continue to be that good of rush defense and stop the run and force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball, I think they'll have some trouble there. They can get some pressure with Chris Jones, obviously. Mm-hmm. He's been on tour.
And Frank Clark.
Through the playoffs and through the regular season. If he gets pressure on him, it's going to be a problem for Jalen Hurts. Like I said, if they just stop that run, if they stop Jalen Hurts from running, not just, Miles Sanders and Kent Gainwell and Boston Scott, but, Jalen Hurts himself from running, he's going to have to sit back and make the throws. And I don't know. I don't think we've seen that in the playoffs. I don't think we've seen him make the throws. You can go back to the last 2 games. He has not looked good in neither one of those games. He has not been able to get a rhythm. He's 15-25 for 121 yards against the Niners and only threw for 148 yards against the Giants. He has not had a rhythm in the last 2 in these playoff games. He didn't do well in last playoff games. So in the playoffs, okay, we've seen him in the regular season. We have not seen him throw the ball well in the playoffs. yet in his career.
Do you think
So if you force him to throw the ball, I think it's going to be a big key to the game of winning this game for the Chiefs.
so you're saying the blowouts kind of were detrimental to him? They were detrimental,
Yeah.
basically, because they blew out the Giants. They didn't need him really. They ran all over the Giants. Boom, it's over. And against the Niners had no quarterback. They had no quarterback. They didn't really have to unleash the full arsenal, the potential of the offensive arsenal against the Niners because they knew Brock Purdy couldn't throw it more than 4 yards. You're correct, Caleb. That's the thing. What do you make? You make them do what they haven't been doing, right? So you got to make. This is the moment, right? Jalen Hurts, this is right here. If they, the key is making him throw the ball. But if they make him throw the ball and he starts hitting people, it's over. It's over. You see true progression of Jalen Hurts. You see that he's not just this quarterback who runs around, throws to wide open people. If they're like we got to stop the run and we got to make him throw, and he starts hitting people, it's over. Game's over. But that's the key. The problem is, that's the thing right there, Kill. People be like, oh, man, that's so disrespectful to Jalen Hurts. But that's the thing, man. Their offensive line, their best weapon on their offense. I said it in my prediction earlier. It's their offensive line. That's their best weapon. It's their best weapon. The receivers are great. They have 2 receiver ones. Mm-hmm. They're great. But that O-line, man, is outstanding. And that's what it is. Right there, Key. That's the key to this game, Caleb. It's the trenches. Because both teams have great offensive lines. Great. Eagles are pretty great. Chiefs, I haven't even watched their offensive line, but I've heard they're great too.
I mean, they have good players. I mean,
yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the one thing the Eagles.
Creed Humphrey and.
Yeah. But this what the Eagles have that the Chiefs don't have. On the Chiefs' defensive line, who comes to your mind? Chris Jones, Frank Clark, right? And a couple of good players. But on the Eagles' defensive line is they rotate 8 to 9 people.
George Karlaftis too.
Oh, George Karlaftis, that's true. Good, yeah, the rookie. But that's the thing. The Eagles rotate 8 to 9 people, and it's a problem. The reason the way you beat great offensive lines is you throw waves at them. You just throw 8, 9 people at them. You just keep throwing them at them. Because the Eagles have beaten teams with good offensive lines. Because they throw 9 people at them. Hassan Reddick, Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph. And you're like, Jesus Christ. Do the Chiefs have that to throw at the Eagles, the offensive line? Frank Clark, during the pregame, I find out is 3rd all time in playoff sacks, 13.5. But it's Karlaftis, Frank, and Jones. But who's 4th? Who's 5th? Who's 6th? Who's 7th? Who's 8th? We know who the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th is for the Eagles. We know that. Josh Sweat. I forgot about Josh Sweat. We know the 8, 9 defensive linemen they use. Who are the 8 to 9 defensive linemen the Chiefs use? Who? I know 3. I'm not a Chiefs fan. I'm sorry, I'm not a Chiefs fan. But who besides the 3? Jones, Clark, Karlaftis.
Well, that's the thing. I think their secondary is going to have to give them that time to get home. And I think their Chiefs secondary has been getting better. They have a lot of young talent in that back end, and if they can, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge to hold down AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Cowboys. They got so many weapons over with the Eagles. But they have been playing well. They've been playing well. They've been forcing interceptions. They forced 2 interceptions against Joe Burrow, who is at this point is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts throwing the ball. And if they can do that to him, then I think they can give these pass rushers time to get through this really great, like you said, this really great offensive line. I think that is the key to the pass rush for the Chiefs.
Yeah, just looking it up right here. They have Karlaftis. Kalen Saunders, Brandon Williams, Derek Nottie, Frank Clark, Carlos Dunlap. So the depth is Carlos Dunlap, Derek Nottie, and Brandon Williams. And Brandon Williams, no offense to Brandon Williams, he's a run stopper. He doesn't scare me in the passing downs. He's not someone. He's a one-dimensional. He's a run stopping one tech. Those really don't scare me. They don't. Carlos Dunlap, he's a little older. He's on the other side of 30. Derek Nottie, big fan of Derek Nottie. I like him. But he's Chris Jones's backup. So you have Nottie is literally the defensive end that I find good depth because the others are just old. Well, Carlos Dunlap's old. Brandon Williams is a one tech stopper. Like that's the key right there, Caleb. I'm saying they have Trent McDuffie. Big fan of Trent McDuffie, Justin Reed, Juan Thornhill, Legarius Sneed. They have a good back end. They have a phenomenal back end. But you also know who has a good back end, Caleb? The freaking Eagles, unfortunately.
Yeah,
James Bradbury, Darius Slay, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Avante Maddox. Like Debo Samuel today said, someone asked him about James Bradbury, and he was like, "Oh, James Bradbury trash." And he stopped your ass. Before. You act like you were doing anything in the beginning of the game. You're talking a lot of smack, but it's a man, like the Eagles defense is just layered and layered. They have so many free agents too.
But the problem is they haven't got him against Patrick Mahomes yet, and Mahomes can extend plays. He rolls out. He creates the time for his receivers to find open spots in the secondary. So the secondary may have be good because they haven't been playing that great of quarterbacks. I mean, who did they play? They played Brock Purdy, played Daniel Jones, a bunch of other NFC quarterbacks that haven't been very good. So I don't think they've really been challenged to go up against a guy like Patrick Mahomes that can make incredible throws and just throw it sideways, however he wants to throw it. I don't think they've been challenged like that, and so they've been great through all the season, but they have not seen a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, and they're going to be tested. They're going to be tested today, and that's going to be a problem for them.
I'm with you on that, Caleb. But you know how deep this Eagles defensive line is? You don't know how deep it is? I forgot Robert Quinn and Jordan Davis. I forgot they're on the team. Like, excuse me. So you have Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, and Ndamukong Suh. All right. You have Javon Hargrave, Linval Joseph, Josh Sweat, and Robert Quinn. And then they have Milton Williams. Well, sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't play. That's 8 people, man. It's 8 people. And then also bring up Hassan Reddick as well. That's 9. They have 9 people, man. They have 9. The insanity of this team. Then you have Kaiser White and TJ Edwards, phenomenal linebackers. And then you have Reed Blankenship. Like, that's the key. Offense is offense. It is what it is. They have prolific offenses. But the main key is in the trenches. They both have great defensive offensive lines. They both have great defensive lines. The way you stop a great defensive line, not because they're great. The way you beat them is you throw 9 at them. And only the Eagles can do that. I don't think the Chiefs can throw 9 at the Eagles offensive line. I don't think so. I'm sorry. Like, Robert Quinn's a backup on the Eagles. Robert Quinn starts for all 31 other teams. Ndamukong Suh is defensive tackle 3. Linval Joseph is defensive tackle 4. What? Starters took 1-year deals because they know this team we're pieces away, bro. The insanity of this team. And you know how hard it's, how disgusted I am of myself for saying this right now, Caleb. You know how mad I am myself. But a fact is a fact, man. We saw this team. I saw this team 3 times. You saw this team twice. Divisional games are a little wacky. You may get them right, but let's not act like this team wasn't great this year, because we saw it up close in person.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see against a better offense. I mean, against Cowboys, I was very, very impressed. We put over 40 points on them, on that defense. That you want to say that's incredible. That's what I'm saying. Right now, they go up against a better offenses, which they have not been seeing. And with a better quarterback, the best quarterback in the league, they're not going to look as great as you think they are.
You're probably right, man. But here's the thing. It's a Super Bowl. It's make or break. And we have seen Patrick Mahomes against a defense pretty damn good in the Super Bowl. And the only difference with that is,
he didn't have a line back then. He did not have an
Whoa.
offensive line. His offensive line
Hey, I'm
was
talking about the Niners, man. I ain't talking about Tampa. I'm talking about the Niners.
I know. Patrick, when they played the Niners, their offensive line was garbage.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Those defensive lines weren't as deep as this defensive line. They're throwing 9 people at you. The Tampa Bay wasn't throwing 9. The Niners weren't throwing 9. That's the problem right here. It's the
Their
depth.
offensive line better. I mean, it does. I like I said, you can say that all about that about their defensive line and who they gone against.
Here's the thing. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not arguing for the Eagles. Forget that. I'm not doing this. All right, it's not happening. All right, I'm not gonna.
I'm
Like
just
I'm starting to
saying,
sound
like
like
you want to talk about how great, but who have they played to really say, oh, they've done so well against this offense? I mean, I haven't seen it.
Well, let's look at. Well, we got to go back and look at the schedule, man. It's been a long
Well,
year.
I mean, I have gone back and see. I look and check and see where is the good team that they really went up against a really great offense with a really great quarterback. They haven't because nobody's
the NFC was not that good. The NFC, well, yeah,
exactly.
Right.
That's my point. We both, as NFC East fans, we know our schedule sucked ass. Like our schedule looks weak as hell. Why do you think we won so many games? We won 12 games. You guys won what 10, 11 games?
9,
like, come on.
9,
Our schedule was not that good. And who else is in our division? The Philadelphia Eagles. They got this goddamn that first round bye handed to their asses because of a weak ass schedule.
That's true.
They had, and then they didn't get tested in the playoffs. They played. I'm not going at your guy, but I mean they played the Giants with no offense. And then they played the 49ers with virtually no offense because they hurt Brock Purdy so early in the game. So when have they been tested? They've basically been handed the Super Bowl appearance on a goddamn silver platter.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to argue with you. I agree. You're right, man. The NFC was not very good this year. It was kind of a silver platter for the Eagles. They have not been tested. They were in a shootout with the Cowboys, so it is what it is. They blew out the Giants, but whatever. Twice. Like, yeah, sure. Whatever. Good for you. But yeah, and the Chiefs had to go through Cincinnati and they had to go through Jacksonville with an injured Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, they had to be 2 good quarterbacks, Lawrence and Burrow, who they both caused key interceptions in that game, key turnovers in that game to win both those games. From
Joe
Lawrence
Burrow.
and
I think Joe Burrow
and I think they could do that against Hurts.
Joe Burrow was forcing certain things. He could have won the game if he wasn't forcing stuff. He was forcing stuff, personally. Also, too, fun fact about one of the Eagles players, Dallas Goedert, by the way. Fun fact about him. He's from Dallas. His name is Dallas because he's from Dallas. Grew up a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
And now he's playing for the Eagles. So there's that.
We should have drafted him.
Screw you, Dallas Goedert. Well, no, you were going to draft him, but then they traded in front of you. So like that's the trade. Like literally, like they traded right in front of you and they drafted him. And David Akers is the one who drafted him, and then he roasted you guys when he showed up. He was
you can't really roast us. You can't roast us with that voice.
And he kind of did. He's like, y'all haven't won anything since
some
of y'all were 2.
You can't be roasting nobody when you sound like a goddamn 5-year-old.
You know what? When I'm good point. That's a good point. But yeah, so Caleb, who do you think is going to be an X factor in this game, though? That's not Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts. Like someone who's going to be like, boom. That's like who do you think is going to be?
Pacheco. I mean, if they the key to that is if the Kansas City Chiefs have to make a real effort to run the ball for that to happen, and obviously we haven't seen that in the last couple of games that they or at least last game against the Bengals they just chose not to run the ball, but rightly so because the Bengals just stopped the run really well. But if they can, obviously early in the season the Eagles had problems stopping the run. But maybe they still have those same problems today.
You're right. And then they went out and got. Then they went out and got Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah. But we'll see if they can really force Pacheco in there, and if they can, then I think he can be a big X factor for the Chiefs.
By the way, Super Bowl team introductions are happening as of this moment. So shout out to that. Also too, we have Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson on the call. So somebody different this year. For the past
You know,
15 years, it was a trio of Aikman, Buck, Nance, and whoever. And then it was Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth. So now it's a new crew. We have Kevin Burkhardt and Greg the third leg Olson from the 7th floor crew from the University of Miami. So shout out to Greg. Shout out to you, Greg. By the way, Greg gets to keep his job for one more year because Tom Brady is showing up next year. So shout out to that.
well, not
Also,
next year, the year after.
Yeah, 2024, next year.
Well, that's not next season. That's like the season after next season.
That's literally what I said. Next year.
I know next calendar year, but not next football year, though.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I didn't specify the football. I said next year for a reason. I made sure to see next year as in like next year, not next.
We'll just go with that.
Yeah, because you're an idiot. God damn it. Use your brain. All right. But yeah, so my X factor actually is like I've been saying, it is the trenches. It's the trenches, man. It's the trenches. Great offensive lines can be beat, but you have to beat them in a certain way. You have to throw bodies at them. And the Eagles have 9 bodies to throw at them. 9 defensive linemen. Technically Hassan Reddick plays linebacker, but he brushes the ball. They have 9 people that can go after the quarterback. They have a couple run stuffers, and Winadam Kusu is both a run stuffer and a pass rusher. And that's how you beat a good to a great offensive line. You throw 9 at them, and that's the key. It will always be the key, and that's forever the key in every football game that I will speak about. Who has the best offensive line and who has the best defensive line? And is their offensive line better than their defensive line, or is their defensive line better than their offensive line? Both offensive lines are great. The X factor is the Eagles can throw 9 at the Chiefs. The Chiefs can't throw 9 at the Eagles. That's the key. That's my key. And you know what, man? For 12 years, I had to sit here and watch the Eagles have a great center in Jason Kelce. And it disgusts me. They drafted a Hall of Famer because I want one. I want a Jason Kelce. He is the leader. He's the heartbeat of that offensive line. Then they have the right tackle who's not a human being, who's literally injured right now, playing with a groin injury. And he's still playing very well. And they also have a depth piece in Andre Dillard. Andre Dillard is a bench player. He's a swing tackle that they throw in from tackle and guard. So they have Andre Dillard as well. So that's the key. Eagles can throw 9 at the great offensive line. The Chiefs can't throw 9 at the great offensive line. When you're only relying on 4 to 5 people against the Eagles, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. When you're like, oh, we have Derek Nottie and Brandon Williams as our depth pieces. I'm sorry, it's not happening. You're not winning. You're not winning. And the reason that defensive line played very well against the Cincinnati Bengals is that the Cincinnati Bengals were missing 3 of their starters. And the Cincinnati still made the AFC Championship game missing 3 of their starters. But this year it was finally enough where they finally lost. So there's that. But this isn't the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line. That's the key. You're going up against a future Hall of Famer in Jason Kelce. And you're going up against the best right tackle in the league. You're going against one of the best guards now in Landon Dickerson. And he's only a rookie. And he's like probably one of the best guards in the league already. Then you have Jordan Malulata and Isaac Sumalu. Big human beings, technical human beings. They are a unit. They are one brain. And I'm jealous. I'm beyond jealous, man. I want now that's how the Giants won their Super Bowls. Their offensive line was one brain. It was Deal, Snead, O'Hara. Deal, Snead, O'Hara. Seibert, Booth, or Seibert, McKenzie, or somewhere. Kareem McKenzie was somewhere. But they were one brain. So there was that. Shout out to Babyface. Babyface is singing a song right now. Shout out to Babyface. Shout out to Babyface. But Caleb, let's get down to the brass tacks. What do you think is going to happen? Who's going to win?
Right.
And what's your final score? Also, too, guys, currently right now, we're our watch along, our Super Bowl watch along live stream is started. Just want to point that out. So multiple members of the LGR team are gonna be there in the next couple minutes, either now or in the next couple minutes. Here is the link to go over there while you watch that. Here, this is the link right here. That's the link. So that's the link. So Caleb, why are who's winning and why?
Yeah, obviously I got the Chiefs. I think yes, the Eagles have a better roster. I do agree with you. They have not been tested though, so I can. We'll see if that's actually true today, because they're going to finally going against the best quarterback in the league, and they're going to go against Travis Kelce. They're going to go against Chris Jones and all the guys the Chiefs have. And the Chiefs, I do think the Eagles will get up early on the Chiefs. Because that's what they do. They've been doing that all season. They get up early on teams and they kind of get lackluster in the second half. I think that will happen again. But kind of like the 49ers Chiefs game, where the Chiefs kind of started off slow, but then obviously Patrick Mahomes did Patrick Mahomes things, and he came back and won that Super Bowl. And I kind of feel it's going to be the same situation here in the second half. Patrick Mahomes is going to get going, and then the Chiefs are going to come back. And my final score will be 27-23, with the Chiefs winning their third Super Bowl.
All right. Thank you, Caleb. I think, I understand your concerns are not being tested, but it's the NFL and they're NFL players. So you're here to do a job. So you better do your damn job. And I just think great offensive lines, skill players be damned. I don't care about the skill players, whatever. They have there's a lot of skill players across the league, but there isn't offensive lines like these two offensive lines. There isn't. Two of the best offensive lines, probably 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, but these are both top 5. Both top 5. But one can throw 9 defensive linemen at one of them, but the other cannot. And that's the key right there. I'm going 31-21 Eagles. 31-21 Eagles. That's what's going to happen, unfortunately. I'm disgusted in saying it, but it is what it is. 30-21 Eagles. 30-21 Eagles. So, Caleb, Super Bowl Sunday, phenomenal day. Everyone, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, we're at 81 subscribers. We're 19 away from 100. Make sure to like and subscribe there. Literally starting right now, it is our Super Bowl watch along live stream. So hop on over there to watch it. That's what's going on right now. And then in 30 minutes after the big game, me, Caleb, Ravens Online on Gatekeepers, Tony Hendo, Rodney, Jose of Lunch Break Hot Take, and a special guest from Derek Weatherly. We are 30 minutes live after the game. We're multi-platform live streaming the post game to all 3 of our channels, because collaboration is the key to success. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Eat some chicken wings. Drink some beer responsibly. You better not be drunk after the game. I swear to God, I'll kill you. All right. And then eat some hummus. Hummus is cool. Eat some hummus. But yeah, everyone have a wonderful night. Stay safe. Enjoy the Super Bowl party. You know what? We should make Monday a national holiday, because no one wants to go to work on Monday after the Super Bowl. You know what? They should make the Super Bowl a national holiday, by the way, too. So shout out to that. Make sure everyone do that. So everyone.
Sundays. So
I know, but people got to work here. I had to work this morning. Make it a federal holiday, man. We ain't allowed to work. Do that. So Nick Sirianni crying. Get over yourself, homie. All right, everyone. Stay calm. Stay cool. And see y'all 30 minutes after the big game. We'll be live again. And right now, live stream. Watch along. Go over there. It's the link I just dropped. So move on over there. Like and subscribe over there. So stay safe, everyone.